Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to do a quick little video with firmware 12.08 beta number 4, and there are even more improvements to the pitch block. It tracks even faster, which is pretty amazing because it was tracking pretty fast in the last beta release. And there are a couple of new compressors and a few tweaks to some blocks. I just want to show off a few things so far. So we have these new compressor modes. Studio FB compressor number 1, I think, is just the old studio compressor type, FB standing for feedback, not Facebook. And this is what it does to this USA clean amp. I've also got a little bit of the old London plate reverb on there, and I'm on one of the parallel positions on my custom 24. Very, very nice indeed. Let's just hear these other new modes. We have compressor number 2, so this is like an upward comp. Ooh, that makes my terrible funk skills so much more enjoyable. Let's hear these feed forward compressors. This is number 1. That is super squishy. I don't know if you can really hear that, but that is changing the feel considerably. There is so much kind of suck and pull on there. Let's hear number 2. I really like this feed forward number 1 compressor. That is doing it for me. If I made that even squishier and I went with an even faster attack, I'm sure this is going to be a lot of fun. To compensate for that, I would probably need some extra level. Lots of fun. There's also the JFET compressor, which was added in either a previous release or a previous beta release. I can't remember. Anyway, let's leave that on. That is nice and squishy. Let's go to the pitch block because we've got the virtual capo. And one thing which is cool, I mean, you can easily go down a whole octave and it tracks really well. That's kind of cool. If we wanted to really get the most out of that, we could create like a fake bass sound by using, say, the SV bass. I'm running this JFET compressor that I mentioned earlier. I have this stock Dr. Bonkers. I'm guessing this is a Gallian-Kruger impulse, and I have the virtual capo going down. And I'm going to try to slap, which I can't do. Something like that anyway. And obviously there's going to be a big difference with, like, you know, a bass guitar has a much longer scale length and different pickups and electronics, but that's not a bad fake bass sound, all things considered. So that's one way to use a virtual capo. Let's go back to this clean scene. What I've been enjoying is dialing up the virtual capo for an octave higher, but bringing the mix down and the low cut up and the high cut down, and you get this kind of like faux 12-string kind of sound, which sounds like this. That is getting absolutely squished with that compressor there, but that's still kind of fun. And I like this with like a chorus on there. You know, if we use the tried and trusted stereo tri-chorus, which I love. I like to turn the rate down, the master depth up a little bit with this. This is really, really nice. That's awesome. I really, really like that. Kind of balance out the mix there. Somewhere between about 20 and 30% is what I've been enjoying with this, the hour or so I've been playing around with it. So that's the virtual capo. Let's move over to some absolute filth. I'll leave that chorus off. So this is what the USA lead mid-gain sounds like with all the gain. All right, a few people have asked if you can do things like the Digitech ricochet. So what you do is you get the advanced whammy, you set, say, the stop to be an octave down, minus 12 semitones, and you attach a control switch to the control parameter here, but you make it a momentary switch in the FC menu. I've increased the attack and release a little bit, and if I turn this block on, then I can have some real fun like this. Yeah, let's do that an octave higher now, because this will be super silly. Let's move right along, because one of my favorite things added in this firmware, which is a little bit buried in the release notes, is the old Crystal Echoes now has diffusion in there. And you can't see this in Axe Edit, so I've adjusted it on the front panel. Basically, channel A and channel B are exactly the same, except the diffusion is going to be at 100% on channel B. So have a listen to the difference there with just an octave up crystals effect. It's a little bit kind of glitchier and less smeared without the diffusion. And then with the diffusion. And I actually really like that if there's no pitch effect on there, and just using that as an alternative to a delay or a reverb, you know, something like this. That's kind of cool. That's got a lot of character. That's a character tone, as I like to say. Let's do this. Let's put that advanced whammy on with this, because why not? This is ridiculous fun. This tracks so well. If I do that 12-string trick, this might be really fun as well. That's kind of fun. Let's do the same thing, but with a fifth up. You know, this kind of thing. Weird. And as always, you can get this beta release from the forum. And, you know, there's a pretty good time to stop, I think, when I start adding, like, tritones to every note or something like that, just for the fun of it. So go and grab this if you want to have a play around with it. Play around with some of these pitch tricks. Play around with those new compressors. There's a whole bunch of improvements to the general pitch tracking. So check that out. Thank you for putting up with me in this video. I don't know what was wrong with me today, but it's going to be a long day.